In this video, we're going to look at CRA models for whole number subtraction algorithms. And there's several algorithms. The most common one and the only one that we're going to focus on is the actual standard algorithm for whole number subtraction. So we'll start with the concrete model. We're going to use our base 10 blocks, and then we're going to move through representational model, which we'll be drawing, and then use our actual algorithm with the numbers and symbols for the abstract model. So with our standard algorithm for subtraction, and so we're going to look at 273 minus 146. So we're starting with that 273. We're going to take 146 away. In the standard algorithm, we're going to start with our ones place value and move to the larger place values until we've run out of place values to subtract from. So what we want to do first, right, we're starting with 273. We want to subtract 146. So we're starting with the ones place. So we're going to try to take away 6 ones. Okay, so we only have 3 ones in our original quantity. So what we need to do here is we need to regroup one of these 10s as 10 ones. Okay, so this move that we just did right there is that notation that might trip some students up in the standard algorithm. Right, we had 7 10s. Now we have 6 10s, right? So in the algorithm, we'll cross out the 7. We write that as a 6 because we no longer have 7 10s. Similarly, we had 3 1s. We took one of those 10s and regrouped that as 10 1s. So now we have 13 1s. So that kind of helps to explain that notation at the top of that standard algorithm. Okay, so then from here, right, now we can take away 6 1s, right? So I'll take these 3. I'll take another 3. Space those out a little so you can see them. So we have 6 1s. Okay, so we're trying to subtract 146. So far we've subtracted 6. We need to subtract 4 10s. We have 6 10s still in that model, so we can just subtract 4 of those. Set these like this. Okay, so now we've subtracted 46. We need to subtract 100 still. We have 2 available, so we can subtract one of those. Okay, so from that starting amount of 273, we have subtracted 100, 4 10s, 6 1s, so we have subtracted 146. So what we are left with, 100, 2 10s, and then we have 7 1s here. So we have 127. Okay, so that's our concrete model for the standard algorithm. We'll move to the representational model. So again, this is drawings based on those base 10 blocks. And we'll just cross off 146. So we'll kind of have to keep track, but we're starting with that one quantity and we're going to remove 146. I'm going to cross them off just so we can track them a little bit better. Okay. So I want to cross off 6 1s or subtract 6 1s. I only have 3. So again, I need to take one of these 10s here. And I need to regroup that as 10 1s. Okay, so this is the one that we've regrouped. I'm going to cross this out just so we know that's no longer one of the 10s in the model. So then from here, again, we need to cross out or subtract 6 1s. So I'm actually going to start at the top here. So I have 3 that are removed, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we've removed 6 1s. All right, this was one that we regrouped, so we don't have that one anymore. But so then we need to subtract 4 10s now. Okay, so I'll cross this one out, this one, this one. All right, so I've subtracted 4 10s or cross those out in my model, so that leaves 2 10s. And then I need to subtract 100. I'll cross out 100. Okay, so I've subtracted 100, 4 10s, and 6 1s. So I've subtracted 146. What I am left with then, the difference that's remaining is 100, 2 10s, 7 1s, or 127. And then our abstract model is going to be the actual standard algorithm in the format that we're used to seeing. So we had 273, and we're going to stack these vertically. Okay, so we want to start with our ones place value. So from the 3 ones, we want to subtract 6 ones. But again, we don't have those 6 ones. So again, this regrouping, right, we're going to cross the 7 out. Now we say we only have 6 10s, and then we're also going to cross out our 3 ones because now we have 13 ones. Okay, so this notation up here is in this first step here where we took that 110, regrouped it into 10 ones. That gave us 13 ones, and that left us with 6 10s. Okay. So from there, now we have 13 ones. We can subtract 6, which would leave us with 7. Okay, then we move on to our 10s column. We have 6 10s. We need to subtract 4 10s. Take 4 10s away. That would leave 2 10s. And then our hundreds place value, we have 2 hundreds. We need to take away 100, so that would leave us with 100. So that would leave us with 127. So again, this notation in that standard algorithm is all related to that idea of regrouping. Sometimes you'll hear it called ungrouping in subtraction. But so we're taking one of those 10s and trading it or exchanging it for 10 ones. That's why we need to rewrite how many 10s and how many ones we have, because one of those 10s, we're no longer thinking of that as a 10, we're thinking of that as 10 ones. Okay. So we got the base 10 blocks and then drawings that reflect the base 10 blocks, and we common models for that, and we can kind of use those to connect to the actual standard algorithm, which is the abstract model.